Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my video, and today I'll be doing a quick test flight for you of the new X252 Shuttle here. So real quick, let me just go over the transmitter switches, just real brief. I'll be doing a full video on the transmitter and the functions and how to change the settings to what I have done later. So up here, this is our throttle hold switch, so basically our kill switch. This is our dual rates, up is low, down is high. This starts and stops recording, this red button. This is your acro mode, so up is self-leveling, down is acro, and this is your idle up switch. So to be doing full 3D, you want to have high rates on, stabilization off, and idle up on. So that's them. And then these mode, back, push, and turn buttons are for navigating the menus. So let's turn on the screen in the remote, plug in the battery, it just slides in there, we'll let it boot up. Getting signal here in a second. And there it goes, signal bound up. So we are connected, so let's just take off here. I'll take off on hand launch, and we should be in low rates with everything. So here we go. And I've done the accelerometer calibration. So here we have it. Looks pretty stable to me. And I have flown this before this flight, so I know the features and how it performs a little more than just this. You can see that camera looks awesome there. And this is full throttle punch here. Right there. So hopefully you can hear it. It sounds like a lot of vibration. That back left motor, I believe, has a bad bearing because, I don't know, it doesn't really sound to hear. But I turned the throttle, is actually stock, set to 80%. And I turned that all the way up to 100 in my radio. I tried this flight, but then I was getting tons of vibration, like it was just messing it all the way up. So hopefully you can hear that there. And right there, it's just, sometimes it just gets out of whack. And I believe from a little crash, the body, the one arm is slightly cracked. So vibration out of that, I don't know if that's just a bad motor I got or what. But let's start the recording here. I pressed the button. I guess it didn't start recording, the red button on the remote, and now we are recording. Hopefully you can see that there. So I'll just bring it around, take a look. I'll have this on the screen. You can see there. Just fly around a little bit, and the camera is straight down. However, it is a very wide angle, so it's not too bad. You can still see most things. So let's try some FPV real quick. This is just a first quick test, and I can actually see, hopefully you can, actually not too bad of a camera, the quality, as well as like the latency. It's a little choppy, not great with this antenna and just the camera system, but you know, it's working pretty well, and I'm definitely able to fly with it here. So let's stop the recording right there, and now let's flip it. This is the rates I have configured. I believe that's 75% yaw, and these are 80% rates, I think. So let's flip my high rate switch. So now we should be in 90% yaw, I think, or no, 110% yaw right there, and these are 125% rates. So this is very twitchy. I set it all the way up to full. So there we go. Let's try a funnel. Get one going here. Yeah, that motor, but that bad bearing's whacking me out if I try and push it full. Let's just try and fly it fast here. Line of sight. Lacking that little bit of throttle, that top end. I don't know. If anyone else gets this, please let me know if yours comes stock with 80% throttle, and if yours has a motor that does what mine's doing here. So now let's get into the fun stuff, which is the acro. So I'm going to flip this down. And the LEDs do change from green to red. You won't be able to see that in the daylight here. Well, maybe. I can see it from underneath. So now we are in full acro. So, whoop! I guess it does not flip as fast as I thought. Let me go a little higher. There we go. There's a flip or a roll. Okay, it definitely goes forward and backwards a little better. And if you cut off the throttle, not all the way, about down to 20% right before you flip, it flips a little better. So now let's go into full 3D. So you're in high rates, acro, and now we are in 3D mode, which you can see the motors just spin. They spin the other directions. They're not collective pitch. So now we can do full 3D flips. So let's try it out here. There you go, you can really hear that vibration when it switched. There we go. Oop. And if that happens, just hit your kill switch if you crash. So kill switch off, and let's just take off and then flip back into 3D mode here. And I am not a very great 3D pilot, but I can at least flip it, you know, and do a couple things. So, oops. So they are 2600 kV motors, 1804. So they don't have much torque, so it takes a little bit longer to switch directions as if they were a lower kV. Oop, I actually just dropped out of the sky. I do not know what that was. My FPV feed just went dark. Maybe my battery came out? Yeah, it looks like my battery came out from that little crash, and then the vibration worked it free. So definitely check your battery after you crash. That could have been bad. So let's see if it all binds back up. FPV signal is acquiring, and there it's back, and we're bound. Okay, so let's take off once again. Here we go. And I did, okay, back to full 3D. And I did switch the props out, so I know it's not props causing the vibration. So let's try some inverted flight. I'm not very good at this. Uh-oh. I can't, it's because all the controls are backwards. It's just really confusing. So let's try flying full acro here in 3D. That vibration, I need a new motor. I'll have to see if I can get a new motor. Because that's definitely a bad motor right there. Because I feel like this could be really good. I mean, I still do like it. I'm flying full acro here, but I still do like it. But that motor, so hopefully I'll see if I can get a new motor. You see, it does have quite a respectable speed. But that motor, once it gets vibrating, it kind of multiplies the resonant frequency. Okay, now one thing that is cool about this one, if we land it here, so take everything back up, you can actually take off inverted. Oops, my throttle holds on. So you can fly inverted in full 3D mode, so if you're not the greatest pilot, you can be like, oh guys, look, I can fly 3D inverted. So, you know, and it also just looks cool. But it is nice to know that you still can fly inverted with full stabilization. So I'm in high rates with full stabilization here. And it's kind of doing that pitch up that the JJRC X1 did. But for these small brushless motors with 3D props, I kind of expected that. Whoa, almost hit my head. And toy flight controller, but I'm going to be doing a full flight here, so we'll see how long the battery lasts. This was full off the stock charger, and it looks like I'm going down right now, actually. Yeah, actually the lights are flashing right here, so I was going down right there. So however long that was, my battery slid out just a little bit, so after a crash, I wish this was more secure, but make sure after a crash you push it back in if it came out. So overall, that was the first flight, well, not the first flight I've done, but a quick test flight of the X252 Shuttle here, kindly sent in for review by GearBest. And like I said, this back left motor, I can even hear it just on the ground. It definitely, it looks like it's actually rubbing against the shell maybe. Like, it has a bad bearing. I can feel all, like, just these clicks in it. I don't think you can hear it, but I can hear clicks and feel it. So I'm definitely going to have to see if I can find a new motor for that. And if I can't find stock motors, I might even consider purchasing some 1804, hopefully maybe 2300 kV motors. Not these 26, I don't know, it might give me more torque for better 3D, but I'll see what I can do with that, because that's definitely got to be a bad motor, because it just sounds awful, and you can hear it when I punch. It kind of dips this way a little bit, so there's something up at this end. So hopefully, you know, if you get one, let me know how that's going. And also could be I cracked the shell just a little bit on the outside here, so you'll have to try and glue that back together. But you know, if you have one, let me know. The FPV I'm kind of indifferent about so far. The colors look good, the latency is not too bad. It's a little twitchy, and the range isn't too great with this antenna, but I was able to fly fully FPV just around my house a little bit. Nothing like an actual racer or a freestyle quad like my ZMR X210 or any of those, but you know, it works well enough, and the transmitter is pretty decent. But yeah, stay tuned for more videos on this. I'll hopefully have a couple more out within the next few days, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.